Let me ask you a question. Why would Dennis Rodman kick a cameraman on live television? And what do you think his punishment would be for this action? It was a cold Tuesday in the middle of January in Minnesota. The hometown team, the Timberwolves, were facing off against the Chicago Bulls. The Timberwolves' best player, Kevin Garnett, was quickly rising in the NBA ranks as a top big man in the league. However, on this night, on the other side of the ball, Garnett would have to face up against Dennis Rodman, known as one of the best hustle play guys in league history, ready to risk his body for a loose ball or a rebound. And that's exactly what he did on January 14th, 1997, a night where he risked injury and faced major consequences for trying to grab a single rebound. With the Timberwolves player at the free throw line, Garnett was lined up beside Rodman to grab the rebound. And once the ball bounced off the rim, both Garnett and Rodman tipped up the ball a couple of times to try and grab it. However, the ball was being tipped out of bounds, and Rodman was heading in the same direction. This is when Rodman stepped on the cameraman's equipment, twisting his ankle while falling, which potentially could have got him injured. This made Rodman upset, leading him to kick the cameraman whose equipment he stepped on in the groin area. Now you can assume a kick from Dennis Rodman would hurt quite a bit. Even though it was a kick from a sitting position, which definitely is a weaker type of kick, Dennis Rodman was still a 6'7" incredibly athletic guy, so I'm sure the cameraman was feeling a bit of pain, especially depending on exactly where he got kicked. In my view, it looks like the cameraman just got kicked in the upper thigh, but who really knows? After getting kicked, the cameraman immediately looked shocked and upset, and then a light bulb went off in his head, and he realized that Dennis Rodman had a salary of $9 million that year, meaning that the cameraman could potentially make some money from the situation if he was injured from this brutal assault. After realizing this, the cameraman was magically extremely hurt, slumped over on the floor in pain, unable to sit up and continue his regular cameraman duties. For once, the cameraman was not the one taking the pictures and videos. He was the one being photographed and videoed, and he made sure to make his experience worth it. He put on a great show, stopping the game completely, forcing all eyes on him as he required a stretcher to come out and have a few grown men lift him on a stretcher towards an ambulance which took him to the hospital. As all this was happening, Dennis Rodman and many other players and fans were laughing at the situation, as it all seemed a little dramatic. But for Dennis Rodman, it wasn't funny for very long. The cameraman ended up filing a lawsuit against Rodman, and experts believe that he could be found guilty with a fifth-degree assault charge and possibly get jail time if found guilty. Rodman luckily wouldn't end up having to go to trial, though, as he settled with the cameraman, giving him $200,000 for him to drop the charges. This wasn't the end of Rodman's punishment, though, as the league wanted to make him feel the pain as well, giving him a $25,000 fine and an 11-game suspension. Aside from the $25,000 fine that the league gave him, the 11 games he was suspended for were without pay, which forced him to lose $1.1 million worth of his salary because he couldn't play in those games. This meant that the total sum of all the money he lost for kicking the cameraman was nearly $1.5 million. Quite a large sum to pay for a short burst of anger and a little leg kick. There's always the possibility that the cameraman was actually hurt from the situation, but from my view, I doubt this. It seems like the cameraman took his acting opportunity and got paid better than any Hollywood actor for their time, as he only had to work for a couple of minutes to get hundreds of thousands worth of dollars. And I guess good on him for securing the bag. Do you think the cameraman was actually hurt? What punishment should Dennis Rodman have gotten for this? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Thanks for watching.